Well, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. And before we get started, listen. Before I get started, I got to do something. I got to say good morning to my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. Good morning, Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem. Good morning. Doing fine, man. Doing fine.
How was your weekend, brother?
Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Doing anything
Got
exciting?
some stuff done. Oh yeah, real exciting. Fix pipes, put a sink in. Real exciting.
Boy, look at you tore it up this weekend, brother. Look here.
Great.
Exactly. But you got it done though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Yeah, me, man. I kind of, I'm gonna tell you what I did this weekend, man, and it was a highlight of my weekend because this is something that never happens.
What's that?
And this is something that never. Leonard, I love to go fishing.
Right.
I can go fishing, man. I go fishing 7-8 days a week. I can go fish and have a good time doing it. But this weekend, Leonard, my wife went fishing with me, man.
Oh no, that's all right.
Man, we've been married 20-something years, man. And I can count on two fingers the amount of times she went fishing with me. And man, she went fishing with me this weekend and showed out. The first place we went to, man, we didn't do good at all. The first place we went to, man, and we went out there. I figured it was a nice place because they had a look. We fished off it was a little small bridge over top of the water, wood bridge, and I know she'll be able to see her feet. She'll feel comfortable. You know what I mean? You get somebody out there, man. You want to make sure they're comfortable, and you don't want to have to look around and worry about snakes and all kind of stuff. So I got there, but normally this spot the fish bite real good, but for whatever reason, this time, and it wasn't biting well. And so we was out there for maybe about an hour and a half. And I said, well, look here, baby. I said, look, I know I told you, I said, look, go out there with me just for 1 hour. And I said, I know that you don't like this fishing thing. And I know that, you don't want to be out here. I said, but listen, let me take you by one more place. I said, let me take you by one more place before we go home. And
morning, Anna.
She looked at me. Hey, Anna. She looked at me, man, and she gave me that look, Leonard. She gave me that look, the look I'm talking about. And I said, listen, we only stay out there for about 20 minutes. We stay out there about 20 minutes, and then we'll go home. She said, okay, I do. We went on, man, and I went to the second spot I was talking about, Leonard. Got out there, and I fixed a little hookup, and she, she learned how to cast. She cast out and everything. Man, look here. Fish bit it. It dropped. She missed him. She missed like the first 3 of them, right? I said, listen, this is what you do. I said, keep your tip down, and when your cork drop, jerk your tip up and set your hook, and then just wind. I said, just wind them on in. And she said, you do it. I said, no, I want you to do it. I said, you go ahead, and she threw it out there, Leonard, and it didn't sit out there long. It went down. She set the hook and wind them in and called a nice old brown, nice size brown, man. And she was happy.
It's fun catching fish.
Man, listen. She called. She called.
She was talking smack.
Huh?
She was talking smack.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. She looking at me. Yeah. And so I wanted able to fish. We was fishing with two different poles naturally, and so I had my pole on the ground, letting her fish. But then when she caught me with her pole, I gave her mine. I said, cast it out. Let me put a bait on this one. And I rotate them to her. And she was just pulling them in. And then, she said, well, I'm going to catch one more. Then we're going to get ready to go. She threw it out there, called it in. I said, "You ready to go?" She said, "No, I want to catch one more." She said, "No, I want to catch one more. No, I want to catch." Man, Leonard, she had a good time. She had a good time the weekend.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was good. So I'm looking forward to the next time us getting out there, man, and having an opportunity to go fishing again, man. I know, certain things, I know it can't be too hot. She ain't gonna want to go, and the situation got to be right. But yeah, we had a good time this weekend. Anna, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. You know what I did? I'm sorry. It's Monday morning.
Uh-huh.
So I've been sitting back there in the broadcast waiting for you. I'm like, what's going on? Why are they running so late this morning? So I've been sitting there for like, never mind. Not even. It's Monday.
Look, you ain't had your coffee. See, Leonard, you ain't had your coffee yet.
No.
That's
I
what it
have
is.
my coffee. I just don't have Kona coffee, and I think that's the problem.
She addicted to Kona coffee.
Yeah,
It's a Kona
Leonard,
coffee.
that's something you
Y'all
don't
should all
want, Leonard.
try it out sometime.
Give me regular community coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
You need Kona coffee. Look, Leonard, you're
I've
gonna
heard
thank
about
me
it.
forever.
I've heard about it.
Man, listen, Leonard, don't do it, brother. Leonard,
I
don't
like
do
coffee.
it. Man, listen. But we
When he tried it, he was like, his eyes were like this. He was like, I don't know what to do.
man, look here, give me some milk to bring that stuff down, brother. Give me some milk. But we and Leonard, you and I talked a little bit about it too, man. We had an opportunity this weekend, man, to do something. We say a lot of time with a community station. We're gonna talk about it once, maybe again before the broadcast end. But we did something this weekend, man. We did I don't know if you want to call it a fundraiser, community event, or whatever you want to call it. We don't necessarily have to put a fancy name on it, but we helped someone. We helped someone, man. And someone came to us, man, and they were actually in need. Their family was in need, and the community came together, man, and we did something real good. We did something real good, man. People donated. I'm going to probably by the top of the hour, I'll bring up the page and let you know all the people that donated. Won't tell you how much they donated, but the fact that they came together with us on such a short notice,
Absolutely.
and they did. And talk to them about what happened this weekend.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay, so a call came to the station. We'll just say that. And of course, I had to run it by Raheen. So I tell him, look, Raheen, this call came in under the circumstances of what's going on with COVID. Because what people don't understand is that some people are getting help. Not everyone is getting help. So this is a mother who's got, I think it was a 3-year-old and a 3 or 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. So, they needed help. They came to Atlanta for, a better lifestyle. Long story short, what had happened after that was that COVID-19 happened. So they had not yet been able to find an apartment, which when you're staying in a hotel, guess what happens? They'll put you out like they don't care, So anyhow, she called and asked for help. I told her I'd get back with her. I spoke with Raheen. It was unbelievable. He was like, yes, we'll do it. He actually wanted to do it a little bit earlier, but due to some plans that others had, we had to go on at 6:00. I was ready to go whenever. I was like, I'll get up. I'll do it now, because I think we really came together as a station, as a community. I was in disbelief to see what was done in such short period of time. And Raheen, nor I, nor Leonard, nor anyone else who's affiliated with DKM Media Group and Associates wants a cent out of this. We want to help the community. So today we're going to get together sometime, Raheen and I need to make a call back to the person and let them know, look, this is what we've gathered together for you, and this is what we're going to be helping you with, So I'm just very proud of who we are and what we do for the community, because to see the overwhelming love, especially in this difficult time. We're all broke the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we have maybe things we put away more than others, but we're all facing difficult times where we've had to cut back on some things. And I just thank you guys. And guess what? If you guys missed it, you guys get to see me on the replay cry again. I cried again. So you guys get to see,
Oh,
see it again.
Oh, she will cry. Oh, she will cry, y'all. She will cry. Leonard, she will cry.
It was out of love, though. It was out of love for people, though. It was Absolutely. With good cause.
and it really was, man. We had a lot of great people came together, man. And we're gonna do it. And let me say this too, and then I want to hear your heart on it because I know you saw it as well. Just because it's over. Hey, good morning, Krista. How you doing? Just because it's over the broadcast, we're going to rebroadcast it several times. So if anybody that for whatever reason you missed it and you're feeling in your heart that you want to give, continue
Absolutely.
to give, and we what we're doing, we're looking for families, and we're finding families are coming to us. Please understand now, if y'all listening to us, I want to tell y'all this. I gotta say it: we're giving to the needy, not the greedy.
I know that's right.
Not the greedy. So if you come to us and you sincerely need something, and we really sincerely feel as though you need what you're saying that you need, we will give it to you. We don't want it back. We're not asking for it back. We're not asking for no payment plan. We ain't asking for no layaway plan. None of that stuff. We'll give it to you and go and do what it is that you have done. If you need a light bill paid, we may just send it straight to the light company. Georgia Power, Houston Lights, whatever it is, we'll send it straight to them. Leonard, what's on your heart concerning that, Leonard? You're muted, Leonard. Can't hear you. Leonard.
Yeah, you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity for people to help folks. I think it's a great idea, man. Like you said, people need assistance.
Yes.
So if you can, it's good to help. I support all causes anyway, that are for a positive reason. And I think the great person for that is Anna.
Because I cried.
Because people know if Anna is doing something, she's doing something out of the goodness of her heart. So that's why, it was so easy because of the person that was doing the fundraising.
Like you said. Exactly. Christy.
Good morning, Glow family.
Good morning, Christy.
Good morning, Christy. Christy was with us, man. Christy came in there with some fire, boy. Christy, y'all come in here and y'all talk about this. Y'all better sit.
That's my girl.
Christy scared people into giving. Christy said, look here. I tell you what, you don't give. I'm going to keep it on your plate. Oh, I know all of y'all. Negroes,
right.
All y'all. Christy, what do you think about it, man? It was a great situation. We all came together, man. It was absolutely short notice. We got the word on that day. Did a couple hours later on that same day, but I think it was real good. And we say that we're a community station. We can't say if we're not willing and able to go out there and do the things that we need to do to help and assist the community. So, Christy, what's on your heart?
It was a blessing to be a part. I know it was short for me because I had a phone call I had to take. But I applaud this station on the goodness that it does. It's not coming out of a sick place, and it's not coming out of a place where we have scammers. And like I said on the radio, we spend so much money, even right now during Corona, on fast food. We spend so much money on unnecessary things. It wouldn't hurt us just to take that time and give it to somebody that needs it. And I'm a firm believer, if I give from my heart and I'll give out of the kindness of my heart, it doesn't matter what the person does with it, because I know I'm coming from a good place. And your blessing doesn't come from what the person does with it. Your blessing comes because you are so willing to give. And so we have to get out of the mentality of, well, I gave this man $1 and he went and bought alcohol. That ain't your problem. What you do is, if you was giving out of kindness of your heart because somebody needed something to eat and he took that money and did something else with it, then your heart is still to be blessed because you did it out of the kindness of your heart. It's people out here suffering. And if we're blessed, as a blessed people says, bring everything to the storehouse. We are supposed to make sure the storehouse is taken care of. we're supposed to make sure. It says in the Bible says that we're supposed to take care of the elderly. We're supposed to take care of those that can't take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just really, really, really drawn to it because I see the desolation. I see what this is doing to us, our people. I see what it's doing to us as a whole, as a community, as America. The division, the separation, the I'ma care for me and mine and my own. As long as we can eat, we okay. So I see this, and it is just awesome to know that there's people that's holding on to God's word. It's people holding on to the true meaning of what it is to be a brother and a sister. He said in the word, say, I came to you and I was hungry and you fed me not. I came to you and needed clothes, but yet you gave me no clothes. So that's the epitome of the Bible, is to serve those that are in need, not those that don't need.
Exactly. Good morning, Sherry. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you guys?
What's up, PIC?
Good morning.
Okay. Sherry, we're talking about the event that we had this weekend and how we came together it's last minute. We came together at the last minute, and the overwhelming support that we got from the community and everybody involved. What do you say to that, Sherry?
I thought that was awesome. I saw the text that went through our private chat thing on Facebook, and I did donate. The first thing that popped up in my head, but I missed the post when that was sent. I was kind of in my own little world. I told Anna about that. Had some things going on, but I was happy to give. And I'm glad that you put that disclaimer out there. We give to the needy and not the greedy, because people have a tendency to try to like prey on situations, knowing they're in a good situation. They just want more. And I had a conversation with Kurt a couple of days ago because I saw something on Facebook with me trying to help someone, and I told him what was going on, and I was mad. I'm like, really? So he had to kind of bring me down a little bit. But I have a giver's heart. That's what I went to school for nonprofits, to help people. And I've been doing it all my years. I did toy drives and everything when I was younger. And that's what I do. But it's like, it's people out here that just want to use certain situations. Oh, give me the stops, or woe was me. We don't have nothing to eat, this, that, and that. Knowing good and well, they don't need it. They just want to prey upon the weak, saying weak-hearted people who want to give. So I hope that we can continue to be a blessing for people, now and whatever. The crazy part about it, I probably could have gave a little bit more, but I gave that off the top of my head because I knew I could. And then my goofy butt forgot to pay my cell phone bill, so I hope I don't get kicked off of the radio station this morning for not paying it. I forgot.
Lord, my Jesus.
But my heart was in the right place though. But if I'm able to stay online to get past this, then I go ahead and pay my cell phone bill. But I gave with a giving heart.
Let me ask you a question.
And I didn't think twice.
Let me ask you a question. Why you didn't pay your cell phone bill before you came on?
I forgot. Hey Kurt, I forgot to pay my cell phone bill. I wasn't thinking. Y'all was talking about what happened the other day, and I was trying to get online so I could do the Lord's work, because God is good.
He's all the time.
Yes, and all the time, God is good. I woke up this morning. I got my light on. I got lights on. I got food in my refrigerator. I got a nice warm bed on here to live in.
Okay, Sherry. Okay,
I got a car to drive. God is good. God, the Lord said, "Get up and hallelujah."
See,
and He said to donate. He said, "Do what Jesus would do."
Raheem, may I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. She's still talking, y'all. She's still talking. She's still over there talking. I'm still talking. She's laughing now. Hold on.
See how he do me.
Still talking.
God is good. Thank you, Jesus.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
She got to get it out. She got to get that praise out.
So on 2 Corinthians 9:6-8, it says, "Remember this: whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or not under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver.
Mhm.
So family and friends, what you guys have done this weekend, and we hope to continue doing this throughout the year. We want to help. Okay, we don't care. We're heard worldwide. We're heard across the nation. We want to help. Okay, we might not be able to help you with the full amount that you need because it just comes in as donations, but we do want to help. That's what we're here for, right? A few people mentioned that there's a few other ways that other organizations can help and can help unite with us as well. So just please get in contact with us at www.dkmradio.com. And please remember that verse. It's on 2 Corinthians 9:6-8. I thought it was very important and very much needed this morning. So
good deal. Good morning, Kurt. How you doing this morning, sir?
He on mute.
All right, there you go. Now we can hear you. Go ahead. Say it again.
Oh, I said I'm all right, brother. I'm all right, man. I'm hanging in there.
We're talking about what we did this weekend, brother. Before we get into our topic, this certainly is not our topic, but I just want to take a few moments, man, and talk about, because it meant something to me. What did it mean to you, Curtis?
To always be able to give and to help somebody out, man. There's a reward in that, man. I remember reading in the scriptures, canons, and texts that I can't say it verbatim, but it's like be ye careful to store treasures on earth, because treasures on earth will not do anything for you after you've passed. But store treasures in heaven. And that's something that always have been in the forefront of my mind. Most times is, what I do, I don't do, or what we should do. We shouldn't do things to make ourselves look better, feel better, or this, that, and the third here on earth. Your deeds, if I read the scripture correctly, our deeds should be with the thought of, I want to secure my spot there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm wording it right, but build up the good things that when you go before the Father on your day of calling, or your day of reckoning, as some folk would say, the Father can look at you and say, well done, my good and faithful servant.
That's it.
I mean, I'm trying to remember exactly the scripture that I'm talking about, because if I could remember it, I know that each of y'all have heard Pastor say it so much that it almost became ingrained in just who you are, even when you decide that you have to check yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I say to people all the time, when I see people doing charitable things, I say, yeah, that's what's up. Keep putting them bricks in heaven. Keep putting them bricks in heaven. You'll build a mansion. You know what I mean? So, excuse me. I mean, it was just a special event. I mean, God definitely showed up and he showed out. So there's not much more I can say after that, right?
Yeah, good deal. Now,
even though he was crying, y'all.
Who was crying?
Raheem was crying, y'all.
Oh,
He was crying, y'all. He was crying.
I can't with y'all.
He didn't let the tears flow. He caught him before I'm gonna show y'all what he did, right?
There was one little tear.
Give us a play-by-play. Give us a play-by-play.
Yes.
Kurt. Something must be wrong with Kurt and Mike.
Don't you mute him. Tell Kurt. Tell the story. We want to hear.
No, he went. I can't remember what Anna said, but Anna said something.
It was really Kurt.
And then Anna, of course, Anna give you that left eye, boom. When Raheem went from this right here to
I hate
Leonard, don't fall for the overdope, brother. Leonard, we men, bro. We men, Leonard.
That don't mean nothing. Men cry too.
Leonard.
Jesus wept, boy.
I know. That's a whole scripture by itself. 2 words.
By
Jesus
itself.
wept.
Why did he
He
wept?
wept all night long.
Leonard.
Leonard on our team. Leonard is on our team.
I'm Team Leonard.
I'm on Sherry team.
Okay, look, let's jump into it. We got quite a few people that's joining us today. I want to go ahead and jump into the topic, man, because I think this is gonna help some people today. I'm gonna preface it by giving a hypothetical story. A hypothetical story is not factual. Hypothetical. I went to Best Buy. And when I went to Best Buy, I wanted everybody talking about these smoothies and all these smoothies and everything. And I got a humming. Yeah, got a humming. Thank you, appreciate it. Went to Best Buy. Everybody talking about these smoothies, and I wanted the smoothie. And I went on YouTube, went to University of YouTube, and I got educated on how to make a smoothie. So once I got educated, I got my little certificate. You know, I made it myself. Got my little certificate, and and I said University of YouTube. That's where I went to. And I found out how to make a smoothie. And it told me that I needed to get me a blender. And so I said, a blender? I don't have a blender. So I went over to the Best Buy. And they had this nice blender that does everything. You know, the blender does everything. So I purchased it. And I took it home. I'm making it short, trying to make it short. I took the blender home, and I took it out the box, and I got everything together, and I put it on the counter, and I had to put orange juice in it. I had to put strawberries in it. I had to put some kale in it. I had to put a tomato in, and I took a banana, and I put the banana in there, and I put it on the counter, and I sit there, and I waited, but my smoothie was never done. Man, what is going on? It should take this long for a smoothie. See, University of YouTube didn't tell me how long it was going to take for my smoothie to be made, but I knew that it was going to be made. And I sit there and I kept staring at the blender. But nothing happened. And my wife, in her infinite wisdom, came into the room. She said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm making me a smoothie." She said, "You making a smoothie?" I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, you making it now?" I said, "Yes, I am. I'm waiting on it to get finished." And she looked at me and she said, "Fool, you didn't plug the blender up." I said, "Huh?" She said, "You didn't plug the blender up." She said, "You ain't gonna be able to make no blender unless you plug the blender into the socket and let the power come into the blender, and then it'll make it go around, and then the blender will work." So my question is, in this walk that we're walking in today, who are we plugged into? Who are we plugged into? And the source that we're plugged into, is it helping or hindering our walk with our Heavenly Father? So Anna asked the question, who are you plugged into?
Obviously, I think we all know who I'm plugged into. As you know,
I mean, not on that, like friends or family and people in that's around you. We certainly, all of us are plugged into our Heavenly Father. But I'm talking about on the natural side, who we plugged into.
So, well, for me, of course, my family's everything, right? But I have plugged into people who are on my level. When I say level is spiritually, that's very important to me, is goal oriented. And when I say goal oriented, we want to go places and leave certain marks before we leave this earth. Y'all are driving me crazy.
I'm looking at the thing too, or they going in. But it got to the point though. Go ahead.
Yeah, before we leave this earth, like I can speak for this panel. Raheem, I tell everybody, you're my mentor. Anytime I need to need some very unbiased, very unimpulsive, not thinking with my heart advice, I always turn to Raheem. Christy is a person who has a heart of gold, a heart like mine. Like, I know that if I need that extra boost that maybe I'm missing and normally I can give somebody else, that's who I turn to, even a text. Leonard knows I love him because Leonard is like my daddy. Like, he says it how it is, and you know, no holds bar.
Who's your daddy?
I love you. I love you, but this is how it's gonna be, and this is what it is, and you either love it or you don't. It is what it is. Except he's got a comical side. My dad was never. He's straight to the point. Sherry, my gosh, Sherry's heart is just so unbelievable, and the strength in her, I absolutely love. And for Curtis knows when we talk in business, he's the one I call. He's the one that I can talk to. He is my VP for a reason. We can not only talk about that, we can talk about making change. There was nobody, and Raheen will reassure you of this. The first person that came to mind with me yesterday was when it came to having this broadcast was you, because I know that's in your heart. It's who you are. And don't cry in anybody. I see y'all's tears rolling down your eyes.
From laughter.
Anyways, it's people like you guys. It's people like my pastor, who I'll shoot out a text message and I'll just be like, what would you do in this situation? And the reason why I ask him these questions is because spiritually, I want to grow more. I want to learn to get out of that shell and not be as shy. I don't want people... well, not that I don't want, don't get me wrong. There's people's spirits that will drag you down, right? And they're heavy on you. And it's like, oh my gosh, every time I'm talking to you, it's like something, you know? So those people, I just kind of try to distance
Curtis,
myself.
stop it, man.
Texters. Huh?
Curtis, cut it out, man.
Is he laughing at me?
Man,
I just
all
spoke
what
all
Curtis
kinds
doing.
of good about you.
Don't pay him no man. Don't pay him no man.
No, because she did right, man. Listen, man. Man. Sometimes, man.
Yeah, he's talking about those.
You ever see that sculpture of the dude that's like this right here? And he got the whole world like on his shoulders, man.
Atlas.
You know.
To my Atlas, right?
Yeah. The Atlas dude.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I seen a thing one time. It was like a cartoon. And the dude, he was holding the world, right? He was holding the world. And on top of the world, he had a spaceship. On top of that, he had trash. On top of that, it was a lady that was jumping up and down.
See, he knows what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Anna. Because sometimes you have those who just, you like, oh my God, like I got enough of my own stuff to deal with. Like they'll drive you crazy because you're like, oh, I got my own stuff, and now I got to deal with their stuff, and now I got to deal with they trash. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, thank you, Anna. You just
and see, that's the thing, right? And that's the thing right there, because you have to be real careful of who you plugged into and who's plugged into you. Because if it's not right, if the currency is not right, you're gonna cause a fire. Krista, what do you say to that?
Oh my goodness, this is a great topic. Because whoever your source is, whatever your source is, and I'm gonna tell you what you did. I have to talk about you though, because I don't believe that's a hypothetical. I think you really did that. That's an ID, what we used to call an IT or ID10T problem. Okay.
Hold on.
I had before. But you know what?
Hold on.
I had a lady.
Chris, let me do this. I want to do this right here. Everybody share the broadcast. Everybody take a second. Chris, I'm coming straight to you. But everybody share the broadcast. Share the broadcast, everybody. Go ahead, Christy.
DKMradio.com. Or go to Facebook. Anna is definitely sharing it.
You to share it, Christy?
I do share it. I was just saying Anna's sharing it too. I was giving them other outlets.
Okay. Go ahead.
But I had a lady in IT because I had this similar situation, but this is a true story. Where we was trying to set her up to work from home. And she said, my computer is not working. And I was like, well, ma'am, you got everything plugged up. We got the program on. We're not sure. She said, well, I'm not sure why it's working. I said, well, hit the power button. She said, well, I hit the power button several times and it's still not working. So we say, well, ma'am, go by the plug. Is it plugged up? She said, why do I need to plug up? It's wireless.
Is who?
It's wireless. So why does she need to plug it up?
Lord, man.
Lord. So I feel like people have those dumb blind moments with people too, because people can be evident to not be good in your life, but yet you still hold on to them.
Mm-hmm.
You hold on to them even though it's hurting you. You getting scars and bruised, not only emotionally but physically and mentally, but yet you hold on for some type of reason.
Mm-hmm.
And you have them plugged up into you, but you don't have enough power or source to carry them. One thing my grandmother used to always tell me, she said, sweetheart, it takes more energy to pull somebody up to your level, and they're gonna end up pulling you down because you're not gonna have, if you don't have the strength to pull them up, that whatever the stronger two is gonna draw. So if you can't pull them up, they're gonna pull you down. So we have to be careful where we have our energies. And well, that's like when Anna was speaking, she was talking about all the people that she have plugged into, because that what gives her power and her positiveness. Each one of us plug into and we give off whatever, we give off our spirit. Mm-hmm. And if we have bad spirits, we give that off too. Mm-hmm. So you have to be careful who on your team.
Yes.
Do you have a dream team or do you have a nightmare team?
Absolutely. What
kind of team do you have? Because I have both. I have a dream team and I have a nightmare team, because they gangster and we'll come for you.
Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? She talking about that thugism. She talking about that thugism. That's that thugism she's talking about, Leonard.
That's that diva thug.
And let me do this. The phone lines are open. If you want to call in and be a part of the conversation, give us a call, 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. I see it again. 678-381-1973. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Man, I'm just listening, laughing.
No, man.
I haven't had any medication, so it's rough.
Tell us how you really feel.
Trying to focus. Because y'all, I mean, when you went to, I think I started deteriorating when you went to talking about the blender. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know.
Deteriorating. You just woke up deteriorating.
I was like, Raheem wore me out so fast.
Oh Jesus!
And then I was very hot. I just got hot, and I was having a hot flash. So that's why I was doing this. Oh my God! You went to YouTube to make a smoothie?
University of YouTube, brother.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
He got his doctoral now.
That was hilarious to me.
Now you did hear me say hypothetical story now.
Oh, it wasn't hypothetical.
Yeah. Oh, it was hypothetical.
No. You know what you did. You know what you did.
I couldn't tell. That's why it was so funny.
Yeah. It sounded real, didn't it?
I did not know what was going on.
Yeah, it was hypothetical. But now, hold on now. All of us as graduates, all of us graduated the University of YouTube. Now you ain't nobody on here gonna tell me they ain't never went to University of YouTube to figure out how to do something.
Not a smoothie.
But we didn't print our own certificate.
Yeah.
Not a smoothie, bro.
Christy, get him, Christy.
How you gonna know you passed?
He got a doctoral.
And then Christy started talking about sending people after people.
Yeah,
I know what was going on, man.
That's that thug life.
Oh my God. I lost it real fast today.
And look here, and it's just Monday. Lord,
that could be one of the problems.
And it's just yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I've been known to act up on Mondays.
Yeah,
so to get it together, really.
Well, let's talk about being plugged in to the right or the wrong sources. What do you say to that, Leonard? Because it happens all the time.
Yeah, man. I'm just been on this. It's good. I know people probably have experience with the quarantine and being online. I'm usually online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it amazes me all the different avenues that people own. And we're sitting here acting like one solution is going to fit everybody and a lot of these things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep seeing all this new information, all these new numbers and everything. And I'm just saying to myself, when are people gonna just get tired of lying? When are people gonna get tired of trying to exacerbate a situation so bad? It seems almost as if people don't want you to have no hope whatsoever. And these people we can't kick it with them. You know what I'm saying? I can't do the death thing with people every day. The constant, you know how the news cycle goes.
Yeah.
And now that this has taken over, it's as if, well, your president just canceled his, I'm assuming now. There was some type of blow off this weekend where the president has said he's not doing his information sessions anymore.
Wow.
You know, he wasn't giving no information.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And see,
I was about to say, what information can he give? He done.
Right. And that's the point. You people are just claiming to be experts and this, that, and the other. And I just want to let people know, don't get plugged in to the negative, man, because that stuff is going to kill you. And, you know, we're noticing differences, and finally people are looking at the world through different eyes, especially as who is in favor of who from the political process. Like you say, just because COVID came around, it's not like all the homelessness problems went away. All of the no food problems went away for some people. So it was good to be able to help people that way. But we have to stay plugged into the positive, man. I don't care what nobody's saying. If you're dealing with people that's always miserable, man, at some point you got to leave them alone, because they're gonna bring you down with them.
Leonard, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm glad you said that, Leonard, because a lot of times when I go around negative people, I like to keep it positive myself. I just like that. That's why I like to live. That's why I like to live. But my thing is, when I go around people and it's always something wrong. Oh man, this ain't right, and I just can't. Man, it drains me. It really, honestly speaking, it drains me, man. And I walk away tired. I can walk up to them pepped up, you know, feeling good.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, this is great. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Look at the tree. Look at the bees just flapping their little wings. The butterflies are fighting. The butterflies got about 48 hours to live. And so they going where they got to go see what they got to see. And I'll be like, Lord, Jesus, is a beautiful day. Then you get in company with somebody, man, my light bill due, man, my daughter over there, she acting up. And then I got, oh, man, they get to talking all that negative talk, man. I'm going to tell you something, Kurt. I hope you don't mind me saying this, Kurt. I hope you don't mind me saying this, man. But that happens a lot in South Carolina.
Oh no, I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
I don't mind at all.
Especially Columbia, man. I go around some people in Columbia, man. I walk away drained. I'm like, oh my God.
It happens a lot in Louisiana too. It happens a lot in Louisiana.
I have to do a disclaimer and pick on Raheem for a minute.
Oh,
please do.
Here we go. Get him.
I love Raheem.
Here go the butt. But see, I like that. I love
who has been anywhere with Raheem?
Say it again.
Anna, have you been somewhere with Raheem before? Like to the grocery store or a store or anything like that?
I have.
Mind you, I have issues, okay? Raheem speaks to every freaking body.
Okay.
Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, before you even get in the store, Raheem has spoke to people in the parking lot.
I can't.
And you constantly stop and you be like, who are you talking to? Do you know that you keep talking like this? He complete stranger.
I swear to God, I don't know them.
Oh my God. It will blow your mind if you have not.
That's that Southern hospitality. I do that all the time.
I mean, the jokes and everything.
I don't do that.
He don't have to know you. You could be just standing over there reaching for milk. And this dude will come out of nowhere. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Is that some good milk?
Raheem, I can't let him talk about you like that.
Come on, Chris.
I do that too.
Come on, there you go. I love people.
I do that too.
And Leonard.
Right, that's what he does all day. He tries to cheer people up all day.
And I don't want people to. I don't care whether you're black, white, orange.
He doesn't.
It make no difference. I don't care.
That's
I
my
love
boy.
people, man, and my thing, I love people, and if you
That's
can
right.
keep down a light and make a person happy, they could be having a terrible day. You can say one thing to them and turn their whole day around and make them look at their whole thing differently. And so that's man.
Raheem,
Raheem,
do you
I can't let him
remember
talk about you like that.
I think it was about a month and a half, 2 months ago,
Uh-huh.
that you said, excuse me, the story about the guy at QT while it was raining.
Yes.
Can you please tell that story again so that we can remember why it's so important that we speak with people on a daily basis? And Leonard, I'm a lot like you, so I'll just probably have to take some teaching lessons from Raheem, because I'm not good at
Kurt,
that at all.
Kurt, you ain't no help at all, brother. Kurt, you ain't no help at all, man.
I'm try-
What do you mean? How am I supposed to help you out, brother? I mean,
No. But Raheem, tell that story. I think it's very important so that people see why it is important to do this for people. And this is on a serious note, because this story touched. I cried on this story too. But
You cry on everything. You cry on everything.
That's my middle name, Anna Crybaby.
You cry because you found a piece of cheese in the refrigerator.
But it's a touching story.
Yeah, let me tell the story. I'll get a quick version if I can. But I was in QT one day, give him a little coffee, whatever I was getting, and I walked in line. I walked behind this guy, and he was at the counter, and it was raining outside. I had to actually get out of my car and run into the store because it was raining just that hard. And the guy was in front of me, and I looked at him. I said, "Man, you better be careful, man. Your feet gonna get wet." And he turned around and he looked at me, and he said, "What he said?" He said, I won't even feel it." He said, "I won't feel it." And that when he said that to me, that kind of shocked me a little bit. I said, "Whoa, Randy, you I said, what does that mean?" He said, "I won't even feel it, man." And he dropped his head. I said, "Hold on." I said, "Come here, man. Let me talk to you for a minute." We went around the counter, and I stood there and I looked at him. And while I was looking, I said, "Man, what's going on with you, man?" I said, "You okay?" And this grown man, he kind of broke down. He lost it, man. He had just lost his 2-year-old son. His 2-year-old son. He had just lost his 2-year-old son. And he said, man, and he said he looked at me, and the guy behind the counter that was working behind the counter, QT had the people back and forth. Man, it was like, wow, and there was a girl back there too. And they were like, wow, they didn't know because the guy who was just in front of him, they would just treat him like another customer, getting his money next. That's all it was. But when I said that to him, I said, "Man, your feet," and I was just picking at the guy, your feet gonna get wet. He said, "I won't even feel it." He said, "Man, I just lost." He said, "I don't know what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna do." He was really thinking about going this the part that it hurt me, hurt my heart, or however you want to say it, when he said I lost my 2-year-old son. But this the part, man, that stuck a knife in me, man. He said, "Man, I'm thinking about how I could go and be with him." This guy was thinking about committing suicide, man. Nobody took any time at all to say anything to him, to do anything, or to prevent him. Because had he just I just walked out the store, and I thank God for that. It ain't got nothing to do with me, but I thank God for that, man. Had he not given me that the ability to just go up and speak to people, he would have just went on about his business. And what would have been next? What would have been next?
Raheem,
yes.
I'm the same way, so don't let these people talk about you. I talk to everybody in the store to the point my mama will not come to the store with me at all. She said she hates going to the store with me because I take too long, because if I'm going to speak to everyone or somebody going to talk to me. So I understand, Raheem. Don't let them talk to you like that. It's all right.
But see, yeah, I appreciate that, man. But it's amazing, man. Had that not happened, would the guy would he still be here today? Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? Would he still, because there's a possibility he thinks about how he gonna go be with his 2-year-old son. That's the only thing he think about. He was hurt, man. This man was hurt. Go ahead, Kurt.
Sometimes, man, you have a really unique blessing, man. Like,
absolutely,
your mind, your body, and your is all into the right source. And as a result of that, you have a unique ability to recognize the behavior, and you don't even realize it. in professional circles. L Dog, help me out here. I think it's called behavioral management or behavioral human behavior study or behavioral management. Raheem, you have a really unique ability to recognize human behavior and be able to decipher when it's up, when it's down, when it's left, or when it's right. And you can God has given you that ability to bring it back to the center. So when you look at, like, the way I interpret it is, I look at human behavior. And when I look at human behavior, I put a cross, right? I put an invisible cross right there. And I guess you can kind of do it like say it's like a geometrics or an algebraic equation. The object is to get the person back to the center of the cross.
Mm-hmm.
But you must know at what side of the cross they are and how far they are gone. So I'm saying, if they're far right, then you got to bring them back. If they're far left, you got to bring them back. If they're slightly tilted, you see what I'm saying? It's several different. I'm trying to figure out how to properly say this, but you just have that unique ability to bring people back to the center. And that a lot of people don't have that because that takes time. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't want to invest that time, brother. But I have been out with you. And yes, some people that God has put on your spirit to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing I'm saying, y'all want to hear something funny. So,
oh Lord, Kirk Mike went out, y'all.
Don't you do him like you do me.
Last time I was in the studio, right? We was doing this show. In some kind of way, Raheem turned the show into my testimony. And our sister Anna, not Anna that's here now, Anna from Mississippi had called
Annie. Mm-hmm.
Annie, yeah, and she was having some issues and we was talking about it, and it directly correlated with my testimony. So it was a real emotional show. So Raheem said, "Come on, man, we're gonna go get something to eat." All right, that's what's up. Now I'm still trying to decompress here. So we get to the shopping mall, and Raheem start talking to folk. Some of these folk, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm ready to go to jail in Georgia, because I swear if these folk start acting, I done came all the way down here from Baltimore, but I promise you, I can't let them lay their hands on Big Bro like that. So some of these folk that you can bring back to the center, dog, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I be questioning like, oh, I'm getting a fight. But anyway, I supposed to go and get something to eat. We wound up in that place, I want to say almost an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, and we went straight to the food court. We didn't even walk around the mall. But for that hour, 45 minutes, right?
Just for a sandwich.
About 12 people. Hey, brother, hey, come here, man. Let me talk to you for a minute. I'm like, oh Lord, have mercy. Bro, you know, you man, you know what? I know that we all got a designated time to leave here. But I know, brother, that when your day come, man, I know the heavens gonna open up. I know that ain't even a question in my mind. The question in my mind is, what do I have to do to get closer to where he is, to the way he thinks? What do I have to do? Because, man, you're a blessing to so many people. Man, I'm starting to feel like you Donald Trump.
What?
That's look.
That is an insult.
Y'all know how Trump have his meetings.
Good morning. Good morning.
Y'all know
Good morning. Hey, beautiful AJ.
Hey.
Y'all know how when Trump have his meetings in the Oval Office, everybody got to go around and say wonderful things about him. So
oh yeah, they gotta pump him up.
They gotta pump him up. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's why I never been invited to his meeting. Okay.
But no, hey, Raheem, but you do have that. You have that ability, man, and that's. I mean, being real, bro. That's probably by far the best quality any human being can have because, like you said, bro, man, there's so much going on in today's world. You never know what a given person is thinking about and or getting ready to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, you being able to do that in all reality as much as we don't want to say it, but you being able to do that determines realistically if somebody live or die. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it in all the years you and I've been knowing each other. When you first started this radio station, you don't even know it, but one time you called me, bro. I was ready to go out the door. I was ready to get busy. You understand what I'm saying? It was just that. For that particular situation, it was just that serious. You know what I'm saying? I still remember December 12th, 2000, and I want to say 14. You don't even realize that God put it on your spirit for you to call me. December 12th, 2014. That was opening night of Color Purple. And me and my ex-wife were going through some issues about my baby boy. And in my mind was go and do this show. Right after this show is over, this weekend run, get on the road, go down to South Carolina and handle what I need to handle. But you don't even realize that you called me opening day and you was like, look, man, I know you guys show tonight, but what's going on? And I'm like, oh, nothing. I get ready. You was like, nah, Kurt, something going on. And then I told you, and just your words said to me, Kurt, look, here's the situation. Here's what you in. Why wouldn't she think like that? Or why wouldn't she go with that move? You know what I'm saying? And it just put me back. It brought me back to the center of, hold on, man, I got to be a man in this situation. So I appreciate that.
Great, to God be the glory, man. Y'all, man, hold on. This show done, y'all done shifted this thing. Hold on. Y'all done shifted this thing. Hold on. As a matter of fact, we got
I gotta plug in.
Okay, hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. One second.
I'm about to go.
Huh?
I'm about to go, but I have to go, but I want to say this before I leave because it's important. I have to chime in on what Kurt said because I don't know how Raheem know when you going through something. I don't know how. I'm just gonna say it's the good Lord because Raheem texts me on Messenger. He say, "Hey sis, I haven't seen you in a while. You all right?" I say, "I'm fine." He say, I guess he read that fine as not fine, and then he called me. And we talked because I was going through some issues with my children, with my sons, and, still going through those issues. But I was just thankful that he cared enough to make sure that I was okay mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I was like, oh, my God, that is rare to find someone that cares for you that has never met you. I'm only on here or we talked here and there, but it's a joy to know that someone cares. And that's what we have to do in today. We have to care, even though you never met someone, you have to care about what they're going through. That don't mean that you can just go in your pockets and give all the time, but just a kind word means a lot. Giving somebody a hug, and I know we social distancing, give them an elbow and say, you know what, I understand what you're going through. May mean more to someone than anything in the world. You never know who's contemplating suicide. You never know who's contemplating to go and murder somebody. You never know who contemplating to do a lot of ugly stuff in their mind, and just a word from you can stop it. And that's why I love Morning Glow. That's why I love DKM Radio. That's why I love everybody on the panel, because you guys really mean a lot to me. And I thank you guys for including me and letting me be on every morning. Yay. And I just appreciate all y'all. All of us have a story. All of us has been through something. And one thing that I've learned is that when somebody has been through something, they can pull you out of the grunges. They can pull you out of the ditch and put you on a solid foundation. So I just think if we go through to help somebody else. So I'm here. I love y'all. And with that, I'm going to go to work.
Boo.
Yeah, PIC. Let me get my tear on the right eye.
Oh, Lord.
Me and you must never
part.
Yeah, I got to. I'm glad I got a mute button. But and the thing about it, the thing about it, man, love is a beautiful thing, man. Love is absolutely beautiful and amazing thing, and so we have to get to that place where we love each other. We have to get to that place and not care about what they look like, what they don't look like, white, black, blonde, whatever. Just love, just love, just love. We got a couple of calls. I want to get to the call from the 614 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning. Good morning. John Drummond calling from Columbus, Ohio.
John, good morning,
John.
Mr. Drummond.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good, John.
Y'all talking about the plug-in?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Who you plugged into can make it could be a positive or a negative impact, or have a negative or a positive impact on your life. Who you plugged into, and I want to ask you the question: what do you say to that, Mr. Drummond? Who you're plugged into? Can it affect you, and how can it affect you? In what kind of way?
Plug-ins. And we're going to stay on that. Plug-ins are a choice. You choose to plug in what you want to plug into. There are people in this world, and I know a few of them, and I'm sure you do as well, that they don't have a purpose unless it's about negativity. They feed into negativity. Like you try to speak some positivity into their life, and it does not comprehend. Mm-hmm. But we get on into the news about who got in an accident on 3rd Street. Oh, they spark up. They're like, yes, any type of negative information. Sometimes you have to push away from that. And I thought about it when you guys were talking. You remember when Cedric the Entertainer was talking about Teddy Pendergrass turn off the lights, and how Teddy just got loud and said, turn them off. He's pulling plugs.
Yes, sir.
Outlet, the TV came off, everything went off. Sometimes you have to do that with negative people. Mm-hmm. And it's what you plug into on a day-to-day basis. If you choose to want to plug into positivity, it's there for you, but you have to choose. Mm-hmm. You know, I choose to plug into positivity on a day-to-day basis. You know, I'm a musician, I'm a songwriter. And during this pandemic that we're going through, I told myself, John, choose to just positive stay in social media. And, you know, I write these little ditties every day, you know, just for me as for other people who want to pick up on that positive energy as well. But the point is, you can put positive energy out there and you can put negative energy out there. You know, it's a choice. It's a choice what you want to plug into.
Exactly. And I think we have Donna with us. Donna, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Good morning.
I know Toussaint.
Yes, sir. They got Mr. Toussaint with us. Toussaint, we're talking about the plug-in, brother. We're talking about the plug-in. What kind of impact can that plug-in have in your life? If you're plugged into the right source, if you're plugged into the right people, it can certainly help and motivate you and lift you up. But what if you're not plugged into the right sources? What if you're plugged into the negative aspect? What can that do for you?
Have you jacked up? So what?
Mm-hmm.
So up from the floor. You become your crowd. The conversation changes. Your mentality changes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a downhill run. It makes a difference. You become your company. You know, they start talking negative, man, you sure is right. What? And they ain't saying nothing. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when you mess up with something, the first thing I said, I don't plug in with people. Mm-hmm. But then when y'all start talking, just now, when we had that's all her moment, because that was I thought about it. I don't know how I got affiliated with you all, but because I don't socialize with people, because people have a tendency to want to put their thoughts in your mind. Mm-hmm. But when there's solitude, when you're surrounded by solitude, it helps you out. You know? So I guess I'm plugged in. Let's do a group hug. Can we do that?
Say it again.
We need to do a group hug this morning.
For sure. Here's my hug to you, brother.
we all gonna be a big it together. Sherry, what's on your heart?
I just wanted to say, I had a relative that was like really, really draining, and I realized that, you know, we're all depressed all the time. They say misery loves company, and I didn't never wanted to be like that. So every time when I was going through everything I was going through, I kept it bottled in. Until I couldn't take it anymore, and then stuff started to come out, and then it's like it would be written all over my face, and people would like stop me. Like I was coming out of my daughter's school because I had to go in there and turn in some paperwork because I had a TPO put out against my husband before he passed away. And then my homeboy from Detroit was like, "Yo, what's up?" Gave me a hug, like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I just got a lot on my mind." He's like, "Yo, stop. What's going on?" And I told him where we were staying at. He was like, "Oh my God, why you didn't say nothing?" And I'm like, what am I supposed to say? I don't want to weigh anybody else down. I knew he was dealing with some stuff, and everybody always have their issues and their problems. And I'm one of those people, I'm not going to bring you down. But it comes a point when, you know, people realize that, and they see your heart, and they know that, you know what I'm saying, when you really need to talk, you really need to talk. And then it's like, you have to find a balance where you can't always lean on somebody, but yet, you know, because eventually they're going to need your ear too. And I just realized something. I had to cut out a lot of bad people in my life that was bringing me down. I had someone that I thought was my friend. When I went back to my house after he passed away to look in my house, because he locked me out the house, I did not have access to my house for 6 months. I went in there. All she was thinking about was, well, since you in your new apartment and everything, what you gonna do with your furniture? Can I buy it from you? What you gonna do with this? What you gonna do with that? I had not been in my house in 6 months. I'm looking around trying to assess the situation. I did not recognize my house. But all she wanted was something from me. So I had to disconnect her from my life. It's like I had to amputate her from my life. But it comes a time in your life where you have to wake up and smell the coffee and realize that in order for you to move forward in life and get where God wants you to be, you have to disconnect people, amputate them from your life so you can get to the place that you want to get to in your life. And I realized that because she was bringing me down. And after I disconnected myself from that situation, I think I probably met you maybe, I want to say, like a few months later, when I came to the station and we were playing cards. And that was a disaster. But yeah, I had to realize that ever since I started disconnecting people from my life and cutting them off from life, things have been placed at my feet that I did not think was going to happen. And I'm truly grateful for that. But I had to get the aha moment, like, okay, when you going to get rid of this person? When you going to do this? You need to listen because you're not listening. And I mean, that's very important. People need to do that. And you have to have a balance in a relationship. You can't weigh everybody down. And like sometimes I like text and I'm like, I need to talk. And she's like, Sherry, okay then.
Sherry.
Yes.
We gotta move on now. You've been talking 10 minutes, Sherry.
No, you skipped over me. I wasn't talking on 10 minutes, but God gave me this to put this on my heart, and I need to share this with people. And I was just going to say,
hold on, Sherry. We'll get to chapter 2 in a minute. Hold on, Leonard. What's on your heart?
I'm just listening, man.
Don't cut me off.
Hold on, Sherry.
I'm just listening. But you know, it's so funny because that was one of my priorities. I don't do messy people.
Thank you.
And I mean, I just don't get involved. You know, sometimes I can be very short with a person about it because I just don't think you have a right to ruin my day. And so I'm not going to bother you, and I don't want you bothering me. So I've been like that for over 20 years. And I, you know, gauging, you know, my attitude and things like that. You have to also realize these people will get you into a state of where you ready to just go off. And then you blame and everything else. And they made me do it. No, you should have known better. You had the feeling. You probably knew a little something wasn't right. Then leave it alone. You know, because nobody who needs extra drama. I know I don't. Mentally, I'm not doing it with you. I'm just not. I'll refer you to somebody or what have you, but there's certain conversations I don't get involved with. You know.
Did you say I'll refer you to somebody?
Hey, I will refer you to someone. I mean, because if we don't mix, we just don't mix.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll work better with someone else.
You'll refer him to Kurt?
Well, I mean, it depends. If it was if I came across someone that needed what Kurt has, I said, man, you should talk to Kurt.
Yeah. Would you warn Kurt?
You should talk to Sherry.
Would you warn the person? Look at here, man. I'm sending this joker to you. I'm gonna tell you something, man. This cat, man. Look at here. This cat ain't right.
Right. You know, so that's always been me, man.
No, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't. Okay. I know that he ain't answered that question. He ain't answered that question at all.
And you know, I used to say that all the time, you know, as an activist and things like that for so long. I never wanted to be the guy to pick up the phone and take the call. I'll do everything after the call. But my strength never was sitting on a phone crying with people about their issue.
You ain't having no boohoo moment.
No. That's but I know that's not my thing. But one after the fact, boom, that's my thing.
Exactly. And see, and that's what we're talking about. I want to make sure everybody up to speed of what we're talking about. Who are you plugged into? Who are you plugged into? Because sometimes, and if y'all don't mind me saying it, Kurt, I gotta say it. Sometimes it could be a person that you've been friends with for a long time, and you can realize that, or sometimes it could even be a family member. Sometimes it can even be a family member that you're plugged into. Then maybe you need to disconnect for a little while and let that thing do what it's gonna do, and then hopefully you can go back and replug to your family member. But sometimes, Kurt, you gotta disconnect from that even a family member. What do you say to that?
Oh, that's without a doubt. I mean, and to be honest with you, most of the time, it's more likely to be your family member than it is to be one of your friends. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Most of the time, it's more likely to be your family member or one of your family members than it is your friends. One of the things is this from a therapeutic standpoint. Most of the time, your friends actually done been in the trenches with you. They honestly have a clearer idea as to how you're going to act in any given situation. Your family governs how you're going to act according to what they want you to do. A lot of times. But your friends, they know, like, no, that's not going to be a good look for Kurt. We need to go this way. Where family will be like, yeah, go on down there. You know, I already done sent you down there. I already done told them people you want to wait. Sometimes you gotta disconnect from your family. Plus, sometimes your family is not the place to go for answers anyway, because they're gonna answer your issues and or questions according to a blood connection. They may be telling you, like, how many times have we heard of the girl who was getting physically abused by her husband, and the mama was saying, well, girl, that's your husband. You got to stick in there with him, this, that, and the third. So, but her girlfriend, hey, girl, I got some bags in my trunk. You know what I'm saying? He put his hand, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes, man, most times, your family members are going to be, your family members can tend to be a weight that you don't. But I'm like Leonard. I'm just L-Dog. If I could say anything, I got to go with you 150% on that. I don't want to be around no foolishness. Don't even bring it in my house. I want to always be able to smile, relax, and I ain't gonna lie. I know it's a Christian radio, but I like to have a good time.
All the time.
Listen. You know what, Raheem? I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Make this brief because I don't want to take up too much time. After going after being a part of the Haitian Liberation Movement in 1994, after going and being a part of Desert Vigilance in 1996, I got the opportunity to experience what life is like for some people who are truly marginalized and extremely, extremely poor.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the chance to see just how evil people can be.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want that around me, brother. And I know the scriptures say what the scriptures say, but all at the same time, I don't think God want me to be weighted with too much.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if I'm trying to focus or trying to at least stay plugged into him. These people will make you pull your cord out, and now you ain't got no power to it. So
Mm-hmm.
you see where I'm at? Like, nah, man. No.
Exactly. Donna, what's on your heart, Donna? Donna, you there? Then talk to me, brother.
It's amazing. Okay, there he is. You know, working, you know, in leadership, especially in nonprofit organizations and what have you, you're always trying to help people. And one of the things I try to encourage a lot of people, if you have never done the organized thing, try it. Because what it does is it gives you experience in every area of the nonprofit objective and helping people. And it's always, when I'm trying to encourage and recruit for organizations, it's just to let people know, get in where you fit in. Every talent is useful somewhere. Just because you may not like my organization, hey, go to another organization. You may not like what's going on here, but go somewhere that gives you the experience on sharing what your passion is. Because, you know, as a leader, I'm not going to assign someone to a project if they don't want to do it. It should never be, you know, something you don't want to do. It could be something as simple as maybe you just want to write letters.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd even deal with people that I refer with a writing letter campaign, because I've worked with them on that before, and I've realized how great they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or how great Anna does what she does. And so that's why I say, when I mean referring people or what have you, because sometimes I'm going to tell you, bro, when you're in a position and you sitting there and a mother call you and tell you somebody just blew her kid's head off, ain't no script for that.
No.
Ain't no script for that. Mm-hmm. So you have to have a compassionate person that can hear that type of news. Mm-hmm. And still operate in simply just to find out what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not that person, or you're in leadership, it's great to work with a team. That's why with New Order, we always say it's not I, but we, because we have a team of people with various skills and talents. And that's what you use in the organization.
Absolutely. We got a couple of calls. I want to go to the callers, then we're going to hit Anna as well. We got another call from the 404 area code. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Loretta. I'm actually calling from Mississippi.
Hey, Loretta, how you doing?
How y'all doing this morning?
Doing good. Glad to have you calling in this morning, Miss Loretta. We're talking about who are you plugged into? And the people that you're plugged into or that's plugged into you, can it be a negative and or a positive?
Well, I agree with that. Depending on who's in your network and what's the purpose.
I'll say it again.
I see you speaking about who's in your network and what that purpose is.
Yes, whether they're good for you, bad for you, or what it is.
Yeah, and that's but I think we still need to do it in the bad. You know, Michael Jackson once said there's no such thing as bad press. You have those that complain, you have those that agree. If everybody agrees with you, then you know you think that you're always at the right place. But sometimes you need that bad, but you gotta walk away from it. But you gotta learn from it as well.
Be good. That's good. Now, if you're plugged into good people, you should expect good things to come out of it, right?
Yes, you expect to elevate.
But if you're plugged into not so good people, should you still expect good things to come out of it?
I said growth to come out of it. I just came out of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long journey, you have to put it that way, where I had those, like you said, you have the good, you have the bad. And most times when you have the bad, it's someone who's been in your life for so long, you kind of don't want to walk away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get to let's say you get attached to New World, and you have people who are going forward, well, I'm following the people who's going forward, where I'm letting go of those things that are holding me down. So when I'm able to get into that new era, that new level, either the bad things that's been holding me down can elevate with me, or they have been left. Last week I had to tell the people that I had to stop wondering why certain people leave my life and be glad when their season is over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good.
And so when I get into the realm of people that are positive thinking or like world changers, it kind of it breaks me down sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to see so much change in the world that sometimes you feel like you by yourself. That's why it's good to be around people that have the same mindset, but you still got to look at those who need to change, because we can't do it all alone.
Exactly.
It's one thing that has to be done like each person. I don't know who I was talking to yesterday, but I was telling them, they said the world will never change. I said it will, one person at a time.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good, Ms. Relic. That's good. We have another call. I think we have Annie. Annie from Mississippi. Annie, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Annie.
Annie, how you doing? Good morning. Annie, we're talking about who are you plugged into and the effects that it can have on you. If you're plugged into a good source, then you should expect good things to come out of it. But if you're plugged into a negative person, always complaining, always want drama, and always this, can you expect the same results? What's on your heart? Talk to me, Annie.
First of all, I want to say I love that last caller. I mean, she was hitting everything on point, and she was speaking just how I was feeling. So I love everything that she brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to say, this year in 2020, I decided to release the people from my circle who were pouring. Let me not say pouring, who were draining me. Because as a minister, we will allow people to drain us because of our title and because of our calling. And when you got people that's always taking from you, always pulling from you, and you recognize their number when they call, they want to pull from you. It can literally, spiritually, and emotionally drain you. So in this year, even as a minister, when I see certain numbers pop up on my caller ID, I'll send a message back, be blessed, read Psalm 23 or something, because I need someone.
I love you, Anna.
And a lot of times, you know, as people of God, we don't have the people to pour back. I mean, I was thinking it's like, okay, our job is to pour into them. But every now and then, we need someone to pour back into us also. I need someone who knows God, someone who's positive, to fill me up again, because I've always given out, pouring the same people, the same prayers, the same conversation, the same what's going on in your life, and it can be literally draining.
Mm-hmm.
So in this season, we're going to have to let go of some negative people. And guess what? Sometimes that includes people in your bloodline, because I know people in my bloodline that I can't even talk to, because the moment we're on the phone past 2 minutes, you know, is the conversation going left, you know, and immediately my head starts to hurt. So by then I have to think of any excuse to get off the phone, because you're always negative. You're always, you know, on the down low, jealous, want to put little things in my spirit and cause me to have a bad day, which I recognize the devil, and it's not going to work. So, you know, when God begins to elevate you, a separation has to take place. And sometimes the separation will be in your family, in your circle of friends. You know, it has to take place in order for you to do what God called you to do. Because if you do not, you will walk around drained and mad and empty. I want somebody in my circle, you know, who knows God and who has the vision.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm the biggest person in the circle, then it's time for me to change circles.
Exactly.
If I have the biggest dream in the circle, it's time, you know, hey, you know, come on now. So if I'm the greatest thinker, then okay, there's something wrong with this right here, because I want somebody I can, you know, follow after. But everyone that I've run and I've had, you know, so far, you know, God has not given me that person yet. Because like I say, all I have now are people who want something. They want something from you emotionally, to the same phone, the same boyfriend, the same boo, the same thing over and over and over again, and it literally leaves you empty.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Confucius said that if you're traveling in a company of three or more, he said 3 or more. But if you're traveling in a company of 3 or more, if you're the most intelligent in that group, then you need to get around. You need to gather yourself new friends. He said that's Confucius, and some of y'all know Confucius was the guy, actually started the martial arts. He's go ahead, yeah, Curtis. I know you're up on it. But let me go to and I'm not gonna say it today, y'all. I'm not gonna say it. We have Cassandra. I'm gonna be real nice today. Today, Monday. We have Cassandra with us this morning. Pastor Green. Good morning, young lady. How you? I'm not gonna say that other name I usually say. I'm not gonna say it. Good morning.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
Hey, doing good.
Good morning.
Cassandra.
Happy birthday. I really want to say happy birthday. Enjoy your day.
Happy birthday, girl.
Happy birthday to Thug Pastor.
Happy birthday.
She said happy birthday. She said happy birthday to Thug Pastor. Lord Jesus, I wasn't gonna say that today. I wasn't gonna say it. But
we love you very much.
Thank you so much. I
absolutely,
appreciate that.
absolutely.
It's good to hear.
Cassandra.
Good to hear.
Let's talk about these plugins. Plugged into the right source, you should get good results. But what happened if you just happen to plug into the wrong source, and that source has been a part of your family, maybe not even be family, but been a part of your family or your circle for 10, 20, 30 years. And every time they come around, Cassandra, it's always something. Every time you can go into them, you could go and be in their company, and when you walk into their company, you're in the best mood. You're at a high that you've been on in a long time. You're feeling good and everything. But then, as soon as you get around that person, 10 minutes into the conversation, you're drained. Cassandra, what do you say? What do you say to that?
Annie is totally right. It's because as ministers, everybody comes to us with their to dump, to dump their stuff, and really that's a part of who we are. That's we're there to listen, to help people, work through whatever they're going through. And with me, I have a double whammy because I do mental health counseling. So that's a whole nother set of, it's usually always negative that people are going through. So I have to really balance. I had to learn to balance what I listen to. Annie, I'm like Annie. There are times that I see certain numbers and names pull up, and I go like, no, I can't do that right now. Even, you know what I'm saying? I will get back to them, but sometimes you have to protect yourself. All the time you have to protect yourself. But there are certain people that you just have to guard your heart. You know that scripture, there's a scripture in Psalms that says for us to guard our heart. Sometimes you have to protect yourself from people and their negativity. And especially like now with me going through a sickness, I'm very careful about the people that I know are extremely negative, because they pull your energy physically, spiritually, and emotionally. You've got to understand that. People can pull your spirit. Like, remember when Jesus said somebody touched him and he felt virtue go out of him? Literally, it's like that. And so we have to guard ourselves against people that are extremely negative, and even family members. I have certain family members that I know that I can never call them if I'm going through something. Never. Never. Because they will take what I'm telling them about what I'm hurting about, and they will flip it and make it them. It's like, girl, I know, but let me tell you what happened to me. And I just, so then you just have to use wisdom when you're dealing with people. And right now I've connected into DKM Radio is one of the places where even no matter what subject we're talking about, it's uplifting to me, because this is where I'm in my lane. I'm in my lane. I'm talking, I'm sharing, I'm listening, I'm learning. That is what we need. So, I'm glad that there are people on here that I consider smarter than me, and I can learn from them, and I pull from different sources. You will never grow
if you don't pull from different sources.
Mm-hmm.
So I can listen to the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, and then I can go downtown. Yesterday, I went downtown for my birthday and gave out gifts to the homeless, gloves and masks.
Mm-hmm.
And don't you know that I met a young man that even though he was on the street, you know, homeless, he spoke into my life. So never feel like you're above any group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Either way.
Mm-hmm.
But it was amazing. So, you know, yeah, we got to learn to be careful with negative people, because it can literally kill you.
Exactly. Donna, let me go back to you, Donna. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Let me ask you this question, Donna. What if the source of that negative plug-in in your life is the pastor or the first lady of the church?
Ooh, say one more time. You say what?
What if the source, we're talking about plug-ins, what if the source of that negative plug-in in your life is either the pastor or the first lady of the church that you attend? What do you do in that instance? You know, your family been going to the church all your life.
They get in with the crowd. Cut them off. I don't care who it is.
Now your family been going to that church your whole life. You grew up in that church. You grew up in that church, Donna. Your whole family. Your whole family.
I don't care, brother. Let me tell you something. I was riding with my brother. Matter of fact, I picked him up. He ride in my car, and so he started talking crazy. Slam the brake. Get out. In the middle of the street. Get on out. Get on out of here. I don't want to hear that negative stuff. Don't. I put people out of my house.
Mm-hmm.
People know that if you come across, you won't leave here.
Mm-hmm.
For real. I don't have no problem cutting nobody off. And let me say this. There are sometimes, as pastors and preachers too, because sometimes, and I heard True say that because we're ministers, we can let people drain. I ain't like, no, you're not going to drain me. Because people have a tendency to use your meekness as a weakness, but it ain't. So when they come like that, I immediately say, go on with that crazy stuff. Now I'm trying to help you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not trying to help yourself, go on. Because you're not going to take from me when I'm trying to even implant something in you. I'm not going to have it.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, sometimes we go through relationship changes, and our family members hold on to the things of the past.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I cut them off. I'm cutting you off with her.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on. Y'all have a happy life. Love you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Holla at you.
Mm-hmm. Leonard, what do you say to that, Leonard? What if it's the pastor or the first lady of the church that's bringing the negative plug in your life?
I can't even imagine it, man. I don't know anything close to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I guess because I sense it. If I sense anything like that, I'm automatically walking away.
Yeah.
It's not so much for that person, but for me, because especially you mentioned. I just can't associate that together with that type of attitude and being a pastor or a first lady of a church. I don't know how that works.
Okay, let me say this, and I definitely appreciate what you're saying, but I'm gonna say it to you, man. I've seen some first ladies, man, that's rotten. I've seen some rotten, and it's this one particular. I'm not gonna say the name of the church. It's in Columbia, South Carolina. It's in Columbia. I will say that much. But the pastor had the best heart in the world. The pastor, he would do anything in the world for you, man. He was a great guy. He really was. He was a great, been through some things. Life had taken him through a drug addiction and stuff like that, and God delivered him from that. And he went into the ministry, and his heart was, he had a real good heart, man, for people. Not that woman he married. She was, she always had things going on, man, and a lot of people left the church. He would have a huge church. But a lot of people left the church, not because of him or because they loved him and loved how he brought the word and how God was using him, but they couldn't deal with her.
That's wild, man. I don't think that behavior thing. It's anybody. That's why I never put people in so high.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not because they're human beings.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have good days every day. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have pastors. I think don't they have days when they just don't want to talk to nobody and be alone?
Mm-hmm. I've had some good days.
I'm not in that. I try to stay away from those things that impose upon me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of those things is, that's why I always give recognition to those who have accepted and sacrificed their lives to be pastors and these called people and in these positions or what have you, because it has to be kind of draining sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Or how you may struggle with somebody who don't really necessarily want to do the right thing. See, I'm not into that push and pull type of situation. So, and I become very hostile with people like that.
Yeah. I got you. Annie from Mississippi. Can some first ladies be rotten?
Can some what?
Can some first ladies be rotten?
Yes, they can be rotten. They can be very rotten, go around, dirty, and evil.
Oh my goodness.
I love Annie.
If you know something, you don't have a title, but you still live in this place. So I've made plenty of rotten pastors. I've met plenty of rotten first ladies. So there are plenty of them out there. I don't mind rebuking them. I don't care.
You gonna rebuke them in your own church?
I will. And then walk out. I will.
Lord, my Jesus. Anna, what's on your heart? Annie, wide open this morning.
Annie's speaking a lot of truth. We have some comments on Facebook. Do you mind me reading them really quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. And we also have a prayer request. I'll make that prayer request first.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody messaged me stating that their partner is having surgery this morning due to an infection on their foot due to diabetes. So if we could keep them in our thoughts and prayers. This is from Mr. Drummond. Your mental health is more valuable than close relationships that threaten it. Even in friends and family have to be cut off. And then there was another comment made by Mr. Drummond. That's what I do for New Order Daily. There was another comment saying a happy birthday to Miss Cassandra Green. Happy birthday, Pastor. Then there was a message from Mr. Vasquez, who we all know very well. I'm in no desire to have or entertain or give the negativity any kind of energy within my circle. This includes close friends, family member, even church members, so-called brothers or sisters in Christ. This group of people are the first to stab you in the back, gossip about you, or even worse. I'd rather be around positive, the good within that you believe to be right. Peaceful, be a part of the solution and not the problem. I want to be part of what matters. Life is too short, folks, to give any kind of space to nonsense. And Mr. Drummond is still on. So anyhow, what's on my mind is that especially family, I think they're the most critical and most judgmental when it comes to anything that you do. Right now, I'm not sure about everybody, but I can reassure you that maybe 90%, if not more, of our family is not listening to us right now. And I'm honest, I'm very transparent. I don't care how many of your family members actually back up what you do. They're the most critical with everything that we do. And as for friends that drain you, I've had some of those. And one thing I've learned is to cut them off. Just cut them off. I don't need the drama. I don't need the mess in my life. I will try to help you. I will try to listen to your problem. But if you're just draining me and draining my time all day, all night, I can't deal with you.
Exactly.
Because I have other goals in my mind and in my heart. And Raheen, maybe you do, and close family members know, I have things that I'm moving on to right now to help the kingdom of the Lord. I'm not trying to sit here and waste time with the mess. You know what I'm saying? If you I'll say my 29 years of age, if you're still at this age being messy and acting like a 16-year-old, then you know what? I don't need you around my life. And that's keeping it real. Church or no church, you should just know better instead of keeping the drama around you. And one more thing being said before, you go on to the next person. If you can't be honest, if somebody comes to you and they say, look, this is what I've heard, regardless what it is, this is what I've heard. Is it true? And you can't get that honesty from a person, stay away from it too, because they're being messy as well.
Exactly.
So if somebody's being that messy, cut them off. Cut them off because you don't need it in your life.
Good deal.
That's all I got to say. Love you.
Love you as well. Cassandra, what do you say to that, man? Can the first lady, can she be messy?
Yeah. To the 10th power. I actually worked with a church in my hometown, Charleston, years ago. And I was on the ministerial board, and the pastor's wife was extremely negative. Like, she would boss people around and, do this, not ever, please would you change my baby's diaper? Like, that's the kind of stuff she would ask you to do. Joshua's messed up, go change his diaper. I mean, just like, that's the way she would talk. Grown people, she would talk to grown people like that. And she kept being so messy that it was a small church, maybe about 400, 500 members. And do you know that she started so much drama that the church, half of the church left because of something that she did and how she treated someone. And half of the church left. And so, she was extremely negative all the time. And then he was, I loved him. Everybody loved him. But like you said, your partner can mess it up for you. Exactly. And the church ended up breaking up, and then they ended up breaking up later. But look at the damage that has been done to all of the people, and to him as a result of her behavior.
Casualty.
It can be extremely messy.
And those are what people call casualty of war, because she caused all these casualties. She did all this. But see, my thing, I blame.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Loretta.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm listening to you saying that can the pastor or the first lady be messy? Now, I know you guys have some ministers on the line. So as ministers on the line, the first thing that should be what the Bible tells you, to pray for the leaders of your church, to pray for the leaders of our state, because if the head is raised, so will the body be. So as far as them being messy, I don't think that there's a word you should use when it comes to people of God. Whether that person was ordained by God or not, that's the question. But when you're in a church and you have a pastor and a first lady that you're not agreeing with their actions, I think those that jump ship, they did the right thing, but you still was called to pray. In the Bible, when it speaks about David and Saul was the first king that the people wanted. David was the king that God wanted. But even when the people did not like Saul, David did not allow them to speak negatively of him. He said, you do not speak of God's anointed that way. So when they came to give all these happy messages about what happened to him, God killed the message. Not God, David killed the message because it was negatively portrayed. So whenever we have pastors and first lady that we don't agree with what they're doing, I don't put my mouth on them because I don't know if they was appointed or if they was anointed. I will, however, lead the church, but I still pray for them because as a human being, we all have flaws.
Okay.
He's calling the preachers to higher calling. He didn't say the first lady is appointed to higher calling. So if you find the first lady that is messy as you're calling it may be the burden of the demons that have been left over from the people in the church. When you have pastors that we're pouring into, oh, pastor this, oh, pastor this, or let me tell you this, like she said, she's getting emotionally drained. You're supposed to have someone to come and pray for the pastor and the first lady once I've dumped all my trash on them because I've left my negativity. If I'm in a conversation and there's an argument with somebody coming in, they just feel like arguing. That's that kinetic energy that you transferred over to me. So you came in, you just drained all the goodness out of me, and you left it here. Somebody has to come together as a group to pray it out. One person can't just pray that negative energy out of me. So I don't speak negatively about nobody's pastor. Even if I don't like the pastor, I've seen some churches where a pastor get up because another pastor said something incorrect, and his whole church walk out. To me, that's disrespect. Although you have the calling or you have the power, no one man should have that much power over anybody. And if you left a church I'm praying she went to another. We're so busy looking at God's temple based off their person. He said to come unto me, all you is sick. So if I come into a church and I see a lot of us needing help, it's the church to be in. But my focus is supposed to be God, not him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you had a problem with the first lady, there's some conversation that should be had with the pastor. If the pastor is saying, well, he said to come into the other have a discussion.
Miss Loretta, let me say this to you. And I understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but at the same time, you got to understand that if this has been an issue, an ongoing issue, whereas a lot of people are starting to leave the church. The situation that I'm talking about, it had been going on for a while, and throughout the course of the time it's been going on, I'm sure people went to the pastor, and so I blame her for what she's doing, but at the same time, you have to put some of the responsibility back on the pastor as well, because he was supposed to pull his wife to the side, maybe in their quiet time, in the comfort of their own home, and have a conversation. Hey, baby, listen, this is what we up against, and he should say, look, some things are going on, and we need to fix that. We need to fix that. So
how do you know that he's not saying it? And when do we actually take the time?
Well, then, my thing is, Miss Loretta, you're not listening to me. Miss Loretta, you're not listening to me. My thing is this right here. Maybe they did have that conversation, and if they did, then again, I'm putting that responsibility on the pastor, because he's not taking that. He's not doing the things that he need to do to make sure that God put him in charge of that church, to lead those people. Woe to the pastor that scattered the sheep. Now, if he's not doing the things that he need to do, maybe the first lady need to stay home for a while. Maybe she need to stay home for a while until she can get herself together, or get herself where she need to be. Maybe she need to stay home. But the pastor has the responsibility to lead that church in the way that God have him to lead that church. And if he's not doing that, then he's out of order. He's out of order, and nobody should be able to give him. Miss Loretta, I'm trying to keep you on the line, but I can't let you talk over me. I can't let you do that. My thing is this right here.
You guys have a good day.
All right. God bless you. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
See, this is where we are with, Okay. So this is where we come into problems in the church, and where we can't address issues, without somebody, everybody wants to be so deep and so spiritual that they don't want to deal with issues straight up. No one is saying you're not praying for the first lady, that you're not, you know what I'm saying? You can intercede all you want on behalf of a person. But if that person does not want to change, what's going to happen? Nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing is going to change. They're going to continue to damage people, because this woman damaged a lot of people. This woman damaged a lot of people. And this is what my bishop told me later on, because we spoke about it. He said, I loved my wife so much that even though people were coming to me and saying how she was dealing with them, how she was treating them, I just shut all of that out, because I love my wife. I just wanted to please my wife. And she just would not change. But I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to make this really short. She came to me one time, and she came to my house, and unannounced, and she said, I want you to stay away from my husband.
Wow.
Y'all work too much together. When I tell y'all, when that lady said that to me, my heart was I was damaged. It hurt me so bad, because he had never been inappropriate. He'd never looked at me funny, said anything. And so she said, and if you can't stay away from him, you need to leave the church.
Good Lord.
And so I said, per your conversation, First Lady, I will leave the church. And so I didn't go to church a Sunday and a Wednesday night. And Bishop called me, because that's not me. I'm in church every time the door opens. And he came to me and he said, what is going on? And I didn't want to tell him, because I knew, how he felt about his wife. And so I told him. He went home, brought her back to my house, and said, oh no, you're going to apologize to Cassandra right now. And, you know, you're going to talk about what is this you feeling about? And he did that. So I honor him to this day because he took a stand, he talked to her, but she kept on doing what she was doing. And finally, they ended up getting divorced. He has a new wife now. This was several years later, he got remarried. The most beautiful spirit you ever want to meet.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta be equally yoked.
Yes, exactly.
Just because everybody's saved doesn't mean that that's your partner. I tell people that all the time. Just because they're saved does not mean that's your partner, even if it's a pastor and a first lady.
Exactly, exactly. Leonard, what's on your heart? Sherry, coming to you next.
Like I said, I'm getting an education. This is the part I don't deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do church foolishness. I just don't. So one, I'm not, even like, say, for instance, even with like the mosque and things like that, there's just certain behaviors that I'm not going to get involved in.
Exactly.
Especially not in a church.
Yeah,
dealing
exactly.
with church people.
And shouldn't have to. And see, really, honestly speaking, you really shouldn't have to. But you know, truth of the matter, stuff like this happens, man, and it's heartbreaking because people go to the church for healing. People are hurting, you know, like people say all the time. When your health is bad, you go to the hospital. When your spirit is bad, you go to the church. And you shouldn't have to deal with stuff like this if you go there for a healing. But
you know, and I've you know, it's because it's part of our culture. And when I hear this stuff about what's going on in church, and you know, I was born and raised in church, was always there.
Yes.
And it just lets me know that there's different dynamics in different places. And I've worked with a lot of different pastors or what have you. And, you know, it's definitely the leader that has to set the tone, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of times the first lady ain't called to be nothing, no way.
But let me ask you this question, Leonard. When I was talking to the other young lady a second ago, and I was telling her that maybe the first lady should stay at home until she get herself together. What do you think about that? Because if she's causing discord in the church, and he's talked to her several times, and it's continuing, should he tell her, look, baby, look, I love you, you're my wife, you know, you need to stay home for a little bit though, because God has called me to lead this church. Should he tell her that? Should that be a conversation that they have?
I'm gonna go even a step further. They need to get that paperwork together. That's not gonna work.
ain't telling the divorce.
That's what that is.
I'm just saying, pastors. See, I have a problem with pastors who switch up wives too often.
Yeah.
And I have an issue with single pastors. Because one, you're pastoring. Don't ever. Why would you even pick something that ain't nobody on board with that? You're a leader. Part of your leadership ability should be able to choose a wife.
Yeah.
That goes along with what you're doing. But you know, I'm from a group of men that's not tolerated.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity to do that type of thing in a church because you're the first lady or whatever, and a man be there. What kind of man is that allow his wife to do that?
Exactly. And that's why I say, man, look here. You stay your behind at the house because you know you causing disruption over here.
That's a little weird, you know. But I'm sure it happens because I know it's a lot of backdrop because one of my favorite TV shows, I love that Greenleaf show.
Yeah.
Because it talks about people in that business, church business.
Yeah.
And it exposes behaviors and things like that. And you know, even when I'm trying to think if I ever come in contact with these type of people, but usually they all sitting up front, you know. You know, the clique, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And you know, I've heard things, but man, I just don't go to church for that. I don't. So I try to always go away from that. I'm never involved in arguing with a pastor about anything. Man, come on, man. There's too many churches out here for that.
Yeah, exactly. Sherry, what's on your heart? Anna, coming to you next.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say I argue with my pastor all the time. I be telling him where to go and how to get there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, seriously. Well, okay. Let me clean that up. You know what I'm saying? But him and I have a relationship. I was cool with him before I knew he was a pastor. I didn't know that our first introduction was like, hey, you know. And I'm like, hey, okay, we had a conversation, didn't know he was a pastor, none of that. And it's like when he became my pastor, I know that I could talk to him about anything. I can come to him straight for or whatever. And then one time he said something I ain't like. And it's like I was just going off for him. He was like, well, the Bible said this, Sherry. I said, if you don't take your pastor hat off and just talk to me straight, like, nope, I can't do that, Sherry, because the joy of the Lord is my strength. Every time he was jabbing me with scriptures, and I'm like, you want to know what? How you going to beat that? But, I just understand that in order for you to grow in the ministry and in the church to grow, you have to understand that when you're wrong, you're wrong. And when somebody comes to you to correct you, and it comes with a loving heart, you have to take heed to that and take it in and think and digest it. But I will say because I think it was Cassandra said, was talking about how her pastor, his wife was unequally yoked. I had spoke to my pastor about that, and I felt that I was unequally yoked with my husband. He said that was more so referring to, being like, far as when it comes to like your Christian walk, far as like, okay, you can't be a Christian and be married to a Muslim or whatever the case may be. But I know some people who are like that, and it worked. So that part I kind of like, I don't understand it, because I felt like we were unequally yoked because it started off wrong and it went wrong and then it ended wrong. Mm-hmm. So I mean, can somebody clarify that a little bit more, because everybody has their own interpretation about that scripture to me, and it's confusing to me because I don't know the Bible like the back of my hand, like, even though my mom's a minister, but everybody don't know the Bible like the back of their hand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let me do this. We had we just lost a caller. Our caller called and I called him back. Anybody want to quickly deal with the issue? Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
So I'm going to say something that I learned this weekend. I didn't know this. And a lot of you guys don't know this, but I'm an executive to pastor assistant. So really, I'm an assistant pastor. My intuition is if Leonard's going through a problem, I'm going to call Leonard. If Raheen's going through a problem, I'm going to call Raheen. I found out this weekend that really that's not my place. I'm supposed to have a male do this because I guess apparently it looks bad for whatever reason. That's not my intuition. It's not who I am. It's, if I call you, trust and believe in no shape, form, or matter am I trying to get with you at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I never had a clue of this.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I'm going to read to you guys Ephesians 5:22, and this may answer your question, Sherry, through 33, and I'm going to try to go through it as fast as possible. Wives and husbands. Wives, follow the lead. Now, this has to do with the church as well. Wives, follow the lead of your husbands as you follow the Lord. The husband is the head of the wife, just as Christ is the head of the church. The church is Christ's body. He is its savior. The church follows the lead of Christ in the same way. Wives should follow the lead of their husbands in everything. This includes your church, okay? Husbands, love your wives. Love them just as Christ loved the church. He gave himself up for her. He did it to make her holy. He made her clean by washing her with water and the word. He did it to bring her to himself as a brightly shining church. He wants a church that has no stain or wrinkle or any other flaw. He wants a church that is holy without blame. In the same way, husbands should love their wives. They should love them as they love their own bodies. Any man who loves his wife truly loves himself. After all, people have never hated their own bodies. Instead, they feed and care for their bodies. And this is what Christ does for the church. We are parts of his body. Scripture says that's why man will leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife. The two will become one. Genesis 2:24. That is a deep mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. A husband also must love his wife. He must love her just as he loves himself. And a wife must respect her husband. what this is saying is if you're doing this in the church, you're wrong. And if your husband comes to you and tells you you are causing commotion in the church, you are wrong, because he is the head of that household, such as Christ is the head of both. It is a triangle or a rope, whatever you want to call it. So to all who were confused, the Bible clearly states what it is. And any woman that is causing that commotion in the church, you need to sit back and listen to your husband, first of all, and maybe those people that are coming to the church, because I believe you mentioned a church in South Carolina, and I've seen it out here. I have actually been like, what is going on here? You know, because we as sheep of the church should go ahead and follow what Christ has led us to do. At the same time, we cannot sit here and go all these different directions and act as if, for whatever reason, we have to run things because that's what we want, when the male is who runs us. And to say it in a nice way, we submit to our husband. So no matter what, and no matter how strong we are, at the end of the day, that is our Father, and his word says it best. Don't take it from me. Read your Bible. You feel me? So I don't think anything could have answered that question better than what I just read.
Exactly. Donna, are you with us?
Yeah.
Talk to me, sir.
You know, we missed that. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Sometimes we miss the point that people are human, not little gods to be worshipped because they hold a title. And because they are human, some of them, and we might not want to say it, and I heard and I listened and I understand praying for people, but everybody that carries these titles, they're not only messy or crazy, but some of them are practicing witchcraft. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, really, because they will, you know, there are people that are in everybody's church that they keep stirring up strife. They are the cause of the revolving door, but they don't leave. They won't leave. They badmouth the church, but they won't leave. They stay there. They've been there for years, and most of them are the pastor's family.
Come on.
They talk about him like a dog because they saw him grow up. He did that to Jesus. They said that's the carpenter's son.
Yeah.
You know, so that's not a new thing, but that's a thing that we should realize that, you know, even Jesus picked one and he was a devil. So when we start clearing up some stuff or pointing out some things that are going on in the church, it's not bad, Mafia. It's cleaning house. It's called house cleaning.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you got to do some house cleaning.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because it should not be.
That's good. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. One more time. 678-381-1973. Give us a call. We're talking about the plug. Who are you plugged into? Who are you plugged into, and who's plugged into you? Cassandra, talk to me. What's on your heart? Leonard, come to you next.
What caught me, that was Donald, right?
Yes.
That was just talking? Yeah. He hit the nail on the head, because the Bible says that rebellion, that's from anybody, is as the spirit of witchcraft. So when people are rebellious, whether it's a wife, whether it's a child, and especially in the house of God, in the spiritual context, that is like the spirit of witchcraft.
Yeah.
So you can cause and bring so much damage into a church. And he's right. Those people that are the troublemakers, they almost never leave. They'll never leave. They because they are agents. They are sent there to keep negativity, strife, malice, all of the negative things. They have been sent. They are almost on assignment to keep disruption in that church. And sometimes it's the money people. I got an issue with when you treat people, the people who got money sit on the first row, and you always recognizing them, but you're not recognizing the janitor, the lady that stands at the back door. At the usher. What is that? That is respect the person. So all of us can check ourselves. And yes, we're going to pray about everything. Don't get me wrong. I pray about everything. Even when I see something, I don't just up and leave the church. I begin to pray. Okay, God, we need, you to move on this person's spirit. Blah, 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 blah. We know that we do that. So we're not saying that. But those types of people are almost like a cancer.
Yes.
Negative people are cancerous. And you can try to help them. But if they don't want help, you can only help a person if they want help.
Exactly. And stop doing this here, y'all. Y'all stop doing this here. Now I'm gonna say this to the pastors, be it male or female. Don't y'all do this no more. Don't y'all do this. I'm going to get out of here. It's 9:05. We got to get out of here. I'm gonna say this right here real quick. Don't you tell Jimmy to get up because there's Brother Harold. See, because Brother Harold pledged a lot more money or donated a lot more money to the church.
No,
don't you do that to him. You let him sit right there in that seat. Maybe give a little more money. Right now, he ain't got no money. Give you what he got. He giving you what he got. That's all he get. He can't give you what he ain't got now. If the man ain't got the money, man can't give you the money. He ain't got no money now. That's what he got a right to sit down. You want the man hurt his feet be hurt, or you stand up, because the man, y'all need to stop.
And when he get money, he ain't gonna give you none.
Oh, look, the man ain't got no money. Man ain't got no money. Here you go trying to tell the man give you some money. He ain't got no money. Give him some money and he'll get back to you. How about that? You give him some money and he'll get back to you. That's all you have to do. Give him some money. He put a light bill anyway, because light bill really get turned off. So give the man some money. Y'all know I'm silly. I get silly sometimes. But listen, we're about to get out of here. Anna, what's on your heart?
Sometimes people tell you to stick it through with where you're at, the church that you're at. Sometimes certain situations cause you to walk away, especially when you've been praying for a while. Cassandra, I truly admire, and I'm not just saying this, I admire who you are as a follower of Christ. I will begin by saying that. And as a woman altogether, you are absolutely where I desire to be one day. And I desire to have those women mentors around me, because that is all I want, is to do his work. And I thank you for even calling into the station, because believe it or not, you're helping me get where I need to get in the future. I'm not a person to do drastic changes. And I will say this: if you have anybody in the church who is holding things down, who's causing things not to grow, continue to pray, of course, because I'm not ever going to advise anybody, just walk away, just leave. Continue to pray for that pastor, because more than likely it's not him. Sometimes there's pastors like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I've seen that too. Continue to pray for those pastors. Continue to pray for the church, the congregation, and whatever's there, pray for it to leave the church. If it does not stop, sometimes we do have to walk away. And we have to walk away because the change is not going to happen. They have such a stronghold over certain situations that there's nothing that can be done until our Father intervenes at his timing. And when his timing comes, trust and believe that that pastor will know. That's it. It's done and over with. I want each and every one of you guys to continue following the Lord. Continue reading your Bible, because I hope that what I read today helped somebody out there, helped a woman maybe say, you know what, maybe I should submit to the church and submit to my husband before anything else, and doing things on my own, because you can't always do that. Like I said, I never knew you can't call a man because supposedly it's offensive. I never knew that. I would never try to offend anybody or do anything like that. It's truly on a caring basis. And Raheem, you know that I'm not that type. look, I don't want anybody's man.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So, you know, I do it with love. I do it because I really want to check in on you. I want to check in on your family. That's what I want to do. But I never knew that, you know? And, you know, if I have offended anybody, you know, like I said, I just found out this weekend. I'm sorry because it was never done with bad intentions at all. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely.
With that being said, tomorrow's going to be another hot topic. Make sure y'all call in. I will be looking forward, and I will share a post in the morning like I did today before we go on air. God bless each and every one of you guys, and I love each and every one of you guys.
Love you as well,
Before we leave, I want to make sure that if you have any prayer requests, you can always message me or message Raheem. That's fine. We will make sure. We forgot to pray too for that person, but we will make sure that the prayer request it goes to somebody. Please contact us at www.dkmradio.com to the prayer request link. And we will make sure that it does, especially in these times of COVID-19 and what's going on with that. And not only that, tornadoes, hurricanes, everything else going on. May I say it in Spanish as well, Raheem?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ok, por favor, si quieren oración o tienen una petición para que oremos por ustedes, contáctenos al www.radio.com. Ahí pueden escribirle en la parte que dicen que hagan su petición de oración, escriban su información, o como siempre me pueden llamar a mi número al 321-252-8084 y yo me aseguro que oremos por ustedes porque para eso estamos aquí. Es una estación cristiana y lo que queremos es ayudarlo. Eso es todo. And with that being said, God bless each and every one of you guys. And I thank you guys for tuning in because this means a lot to all of us. We want to do the right thing.
Hold on. I got to go to the thug pastor. Hold on for a second, because you just said it in Spanish, and you gave and I think you gave her a great compliment. But I want her to do some. Thug pastor, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Pastor.
Okay.
The help you give, Pastor. Go ahead. Yeah.
The healthy
Pastor.
That's right, girl.
Anna just said it. And then she said it in Spanish as well. So, Thug pastor, I want you to say it in French. Say it in French for me. Say it in French. Go ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead.
Give me a minute because I have to get my Babel instrument so I can interpret. I cannot do that. Leave me alone, Raheem. Why you do that? Anna, that sounded so pretty. I love it. But thank you for the compliment, and I admire you. See, that's the thing. It has nothing to do with who we are. I admire you and your strength and what you do. So we all have our lanes, and I'm constantly striving to get to the next place that God would have us to go to. And we all bring so much to the table. Leonard, boy, I would hang out with you. Man, we'd hang out. You know why? Because you just straight. You just like.
Exactly.
This is what it is. I don't care. Take it or leave it. I love people like that. But I'm not like that, right? I don't have that.
Look. I don't know who told you didn't.
That's that thug in you.
Exactly. I love people for who they are and where they are. And that's what we should all do. We should love people for who they are and where they are, wherever that is. And it doesn't have to be where I am. Can I just say one little thing, Raheem? I was thinking when you were talking, sometimes I'm a pastor. I counsel a lot of men, and I'm not married, at this point. He's coming though, and I'm not married. So I don't have the luxury of not having a man there when I'm talking to somebody. But I'm going to tell you something. Men say that I'm very intimidating, in the way that I deal with them. And I'm like that because I don't want you to get it twisted in any way, shape, or form. You understand? Don't get it twisted. I don't play like that. You will never disrespect your wife or disrespect me like that. So don't come at me crazy because you're going to get your feelings hurt.
Exactly.
And that's the way women that are in positions of authority, when I say authority, with God, when you have to have those boundaries set, because the way we are, we draw people. So people may think that they're attracted to you in a, in some kind of way, sexually or whatever, but you're attracted to the anointing. So don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
It's the anointing that you're attracted to.
Exactly. Donald, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Donald, we have a prayer request, and I want to know, can you meet that prayer request and pray us out at the same time? Can you do that for us?
Okay, what is the request?
Anna?
There is a patient. Is it okay for me to say the name,
No.
Raheen, or would you rather not?
You don't have to. You don't have to. Is that
Okay.
The surgery?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a surgery. There's a surgery going on a foot due to medical condition, diabetes, and we're just praying that everything comes out okay. During surgery, before surgery, and after surgery.
Mm-hmm. So, Donna, if your prayers out, brother, and make sure you. Okay.
All right. God, we come to you because you are our Father. We praise you, magnify you, and lift you up above all that we know, because you are the only that can do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask and think. And that's why we're coming, because there is some things that's beyond our control. Brother that's about to go under the nurse and doctor's care. We need a physician. We need the balm in Gilead, the physician that's in the house. That we seek to you, coming to you in the name of Jesus.
Yes.
That we know we don't know your will. Our ways are not your ways, our thoughts are not your thoughts. But if anybody can, we know that you can. We know that you can.
Yes, Lord.
We believe that you will.
Yes, Lord.
And we're standing on your word that you said that you want, you desire. Your will is for us to prosper and be in good health. So God, we ask that you would bless him. Bless the need, bless the cause, bless the matter, bless the physicians, bless the facility, bless the nurses, bless the instruments. But in all things, let your will be done so that you would get glory out of his life. Because you said that all things work together for the good. Give him peace, give him comfort, bless his family, bless his life. And if you don't do anything else, save to the utmost. But this tabernacle we have is dissolving. We need another building. And you went to prepare a place for us. So thank you. We're standing on your promises.
Yes.
So we give it all to you. Matter of fact, God, we cast all of our cares on you because we know you care for us. Thank you. It's in the name of Jesus Christ. As we go our separate ways, God, we ask that you would enable us to be a light in this dark and sinful world.
Yes, Lord.
Help us.
Yes.
If it's crooked, you know the one that can straighten it out. The rough roads, smooth like you can. We look to the hills which cometh our help, knowing our help comes from you. Bless us as we go through this day. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I felt the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Now, Anna, what's going on at 3 o'clock today?
At 3 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
if you missed this broadcast this morning of the Morning Glow, please tune in at 3 o'clock so you can hear the show in its entirety. We'll be waiting for you then. God bless
Good
each
deal.
and every one of you guys.
Absolutely. And again, I want to thank everybody. I didn't get the opportunity I wanted to say everybody's name. I didn't get the opportunity to put it up. You have a song. Sure.
Yes, I have a song. It's perfect. It's perfect. Please just let me sing a little bit of it. Please.
Sing. No.
Yes, boss. Yeah, come on. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Don't sing it. Talk it.
It's by Rance Adam. I want to do your will. I want to do what Jesus said. I want to do it your way. Hey, I want to do your will. Hey, hey,
Y'all ever hey, okay. Hey, Cassandra, you ever looked at the Little Rascals?
hey.
You ever looked at the Little Rascals? They need it. Lord, my Jesus. Okay.
That's the jam right there. That's old school. That's before your time, Raheem.
Who sang that, Sherry? Who sang that?
Rance Allen.
Okay, well, let him sing it. You leave it alone.
I will do your will.
Raheem, if you could read some of the donations that were made for this family and for others that we can help, that would greatly be. I know you have to go, but that would.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to read it, but I don't have it pulled up. We actually will do it tomorrow. Yeah, I don't have it pulled up yet. And so that's. I wanted to pull it up in the course of the conversation, but I didn't get an opportunity to do it. But I definitely want to thank everybody and each and everybody that took the time to donate. And if you want to do it. If you want to do it, you still can. You still the information is still the same. And so, but thank you. You took the time out. And
thank you.
Time, and not only did you take your time, but you reached in your pocketbook, your wallet, or whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I gave a whole 50 cents.
Yeah, you sure did, and we definitely appreciate it. We appreciate every penny you put on that table. We appreciate it.
Jesus know my heart.
We prayed over it in the name of Jesus. It will multiply. Let it shake it up, stir it, and shake it up, and run it over. So
yeah, plug that blender up.
Lord, my Jesus. Listen, it is 9:21. You're about to get out of here for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Radio and the Morning Glow to be a part of your morning. It is 9:21. You're about to exit, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're simply praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in.
Absolutely.
And let your light so shine. Y'all have a great day. And do me a favor. Love somebody today.
Absolutely.
They might just love you back.
God bless y'all.
Bye.